What is going on, Bee Risers? I hope you're doing fabulous. Got some coconut water here. Guys, I've actually been loving the coconuts. These babies right here. If I could go back, I would have included the coconut water on my detoxes because I just find it so hydrating and full of electrolytes. And even the coconut meat. Throw that in with some berries. Super, super high in antioxidants. Really good, in the wintertime, especially if you're wanting more fats. But today's video, I thought I'd fill you guys in. So I took a trip down to the tropics, and it was just unbelievable to get back into the the warmth, get in a lot more fruits. And let me tell you guys, you learn so much when you travel, when you're actually on the ground and in cultures. You actually see really what's going on, and you really embrace yourself in the cultures and see how people are living, and you see a lot of the problems that are out there and how we can start to, what we can do in our own lives to help some of these problems. And so that's what I want to talk about today. And while I was in the tropics, you guys, I went to a rehabilitative center for animals. And although it wasn't the greatest rehabilitative center, I saw, a lot of these animals are being helped, and humans are actually, humans are being good. There's a lot of great humans that are, being good stewards of the planet and taking these animals from a really poor, weak state and helping them to get better. So what I witnessed is a lot of these animals are being fed really great food. Papaya. I was eating lots of papayas out there, and it was the best, you guys. Super ripe, fresh, right off. I was eating tons of fruits right off the trees, the bananas, plantains, coconuts, and I just felt like I was in a whole other planet. So it was so great to be down there, and these animals are, being fed lots of fresh fruits, and I was really happy to see that. And I was also, seeing that a lot of these animals are actually being fed a better diet than most humans on the planet. And we have a lot of work to do. And if you guys have ever seen the movie Planet of the Apes, there's The Rise of Planet of the Apes. I watched that movie, and there's a lot that we can learn from that movie, and a lot that I actually saw, what's going out there, heard what's going out there. And in the Planet of the Apes, you see that with these primates, they're capturing these primates, they're testing on them. And that's still going on to this day, you guys, is a lot of pharmaceutical tests are being done on the primates, and these are highly intelligent species. I mean, these are our closest relatives, the bonobo monkeys, the chimpanzees. And so when I hear a lot about these animals that are still being tested on, or, our closest relatives, it just gets me fired up. And as much as I love to see animals being helped and being fed proper nutrition and being fed the best foods, the fresh papayas, it doesn't get any better than that, you guys. And then we have other humans on the planet that just don't have nutrition information, and they're, overdosing on pharmaceuticals and McDonald's and alcohol and drugs. And so this is why I do these videos. This is why I put this information out there, and it's to get you guys to is to help you guys help yourselves, and then we can help each other and help our fellow, our fellow beings on this planet. So when I hear about these animals that are still being captured, the primates, the deforestation of the rainforest, this is the lungs of the planet. And what's contributing to this deforestation, a lot of the deforestation is to make room for cattle, right? Because of the meat industry. A lot of these industries, even the oil industry, the palm oil. So a lot of palm oil is found in a variety of foods, and that's really contributing to a lot of this deforestation. So now that I know, that a lot of these animals, a lot of the primates are being tested on with pharmaceuticals and just experimental drugs, they're just being pumped with these drugs in their stomachs. And it's been shown by the National Institute of Health that the animal tests have a 95% failure rate in the safety and effectiveness of these pharmaceuticals. So what can we do in our own lives? Well, I, of course, advocate eating whole plant foods, right? Whole foods, whatever you can find in your environment, trying to not get the palm oil found in a lot of foods. And, by eating whole plant foods, we're also going to be eating health. And so with a lot of these testing on these primates, they are testing also vaccines. And there's a lot of side effects. And back in the day, back in like even 1960, there wasn't even that many vaccines compared to nowadays, right? Nowadays, I think it's 26 shots are given before the age of 2 to children compared to what it used to be back in the 60s. So a lot of even these vaccines are being tested on primates. And this is what I wanted to ask, myself and others is, are we a part of the cure or are we a part of the dis-ease? And from my own research and my own experience, I found that I have eliminated a lot of my so-called diseases by just changing what I'm eating, by changing my diet. I didn't have to experiment on others. I experimented on myself just by changing my fuel, just by changing what I'm doing in my life, and by changing the chemistry of my body with the foods that I'm eating, because food is chemistry. We can see that the body has an incredible ability to heal itself if given the right nutrition and maybe changing our environment as well, because the environment that we're in may be toxic and stressful. So there's a lot of things that we can do, but it really first starts with changing what we're consuming, and that really starts with the food that we're eating. So I like to keep it, whole foods from nature. I try to not get processed foods and, I try not to eat those junk foods, processed foods, packaged foods, especially those foods that contain palm oil. And then, a lot of the rainforest is being cut down because they're making room for more cattle. So even not consuming the cow flesh, right? So a lot of these cows are eating grains and they need to make more room for these cows. So there's a lot of things that we can do in our own world. You may think that just because it's going on and across the world, it doesn't affect us, but it is a ripple effect. And what we do has major impacts on our planet, on our fellow beings, our fellow species. So this is just a short video to put out there that just traveling and going to the tropics, seeing what is really going on, and as much as there are great things going on, we also need major improvements. And I see that there are being in the tropics, there's a lot of abundance in terms of the fruit trees and being right in it, you can see that we have the ability to plant a lot of trees, and that's going to help, feed people with the fruits that the trees are providing. And it's also going to help with cleansing our air. We need more oxygen on this planet. The rainforests are the lungs of the planet, and so we really need them. And all we can do is really just make some changes in our own world, and that's going to cause a ripple effect across the planet. So that is what I want to share today. I'm going to be rolling out a lot more videos for you guys in terms of health, in terms of detoxification. So stay tuned for that. And we will see you guys in the next video. As always, be your beautiful selves. Be getting in some fruit today. And be living in the present moment.